Brendon Leitch, I do believe I'm probably talking to the most experienced driver on the grid for the Grand Prix in terms of Grand Prix expeditions. How many times have you done the New Zealand Grand Prix?
This is my eighth time doing the Grand Prix. It seems crazy, but you know, it's a great race, and there's no other way in New Zealand I can get some great mileage before my season kicks off overseas. So,
of those 8 times, is there one that sticks out, or is there an adventure you had? I saw you a couple of years ago against Shane Van Gisbergen and your brother. Is that a good one, or what would you put?
I think that was the most fun, but to be honest with you, every Grand Prix has been completely horrible. I've never had a good Grand Prix. Something's happened, hasn't gone my way, car's been feeling funny, or something broke, or I had some really strange luck in it before, so I don't know, I don't really know what to expect for this one. I'm really just here to have some fun and get some laps for what's coming up, so get some mileage.
Now you're a long way off TRS, you've moved on, but why did you decide to come back and do this? Well, I know you've got a good friend in Dead Gay, and ITM have been a sponsor and still are in your European campaigns, but why did you decide to do this one?
Yeah, well, it was a late call, literally less than a week ago, just about now. Yeah, less than a week ago, and we decided to have a crack at it, and we thought it was the best opportunity for me to get back in a car. It's been a few months, and how competitive it is in Europe with the GT racing and stuff, and obviously Daytona being a week ago and Bathurst 12 Hour this week. This was the next best thing that I could get some laps, get some mileage, and refresh myself in my racecraft, and go against some young kids and have a crack and really just see how we go. I'm not really too stressed about it or anything, but if I go good, I go good. If I don't, then it's not really going to be a big make or break for my career or anything. But fantastic way to get it back on the track for the year and get it kicked off.
Yeah, I'm going to say, maybe the fact that you're not in the championship helps a little bit. There's a lot of pressure out there for these guys who are doing the championship. They're running out of races. Yes, they all want to win the Grand Prix, but you're unfettered in that respect. And it's not like you're rusty or anything. You're fit, you're ready to go for your season. So why not? Yeah,
exactly. I've been over here for a month or so now on holiday. It's cold and wet and snowing over in Europe, so to come over here and have some time off. I've still been training really hard. Next week is when my season starts, so I've been training in preparation for that. So it's only started a week earlier than normal, and yeah, I can't thank Deb and Marty enough from Dale ITM for their support. They've been with me for the last 10 years. They're my second family, and without them I wouldn't be in Europe competing how I am and on the stage like that. So yeah, very thankful for that, and always will be. So very cool that Deb gave me the opportunity to come back and have a go, and I've got a great crew around me, a great team, some new, some old for the weekend, and it's a bit of nostalgia, and also very hungry for a big W as well.
It's interesting, the Grand Prix itself is like a magnet. Chris Van der Drift, Caleb Nutter, Billy Fraser and yourself. It's almost as though it's an unfinished bucket list thing. If you can put your name on that trophy as a Kiwi, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'd love to put my name on the Motor Cup. I think it's a very incredible trophy, and been in the hands of many very successful stars over the years, from right back in the day, and yeah, like Chris, we've got some unfinished business here, and last time at the Grand Prix I really wasn't put in the best position, but in terms of car balance and stuff was not too sharp for me, and I wasn't really in a good place, but now I've been overseas for a couple of years now racing, and I'm ready to rumble really, and I'm just looking forward to having some fun and having a dip, making some passes, and see how we go. I've got nothing to lose. I'll have to be a bit careful as kids in the championship maybe, but maybe they should be more careful of me. That's how I think about it.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing now, because I think you're a good example of a rarity in motor racing these days, which is somebody who works hard and can get to be a professional racing driver without the millions of dollars behind you. You come from a family of racers, yes, but not a family of money. So tell us a little bit about that and where you are now.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate with Mum and Dad and all their knowledge in motorsport and in the sport, and they've given both my brother and I the best opportunity possible as we grew up and through the karting and stuff like that. We never really did any big massive championships. We competed in the nationals once or twice, and I raced in the North Island one time, and then got into cars and started hunting for all my own sponsorships. So mum and dad pushed really hard for me to do that myself, and you go down that path alone really, and they support me from the sideline, and dad would do as much through his business as he could to help prepare the car and things like that. So growing up, it was it makes you work harder for it, I think, because you don't, it's not just handed to you on a silver platter. And then I've been so lucky that about 10 years ago now I met Deborah Day and Martin Day, and we just got on like a house on fire. So it's been awesome ever since, and they've supported me starting out small, and then it grew in time as we progressed and made different decisions and where we went. Maybe we made a couple of wrong calls, but that's all part of the learning process. We didn't have any big contacts overseas to make the right decisions and things like that back then, and so probably a year or two behind where I should be, but hey ho, it doesn't matter. It's water under the bridge, and we're really have a big season, a couple of seasons coming up, and also it's been awesome the last few years over in Europe too, and preparing really for this year. So
what are you racing this year?
So we've got a few championships. We're racing in the Asian Le Mans series in a factory supported car, which begins next week in Dubai. And then after that we head back to Europe and we start doing our testing program with the team, and I'll be there as a coach, driver, doing a whole pile of different small jobs there to support the team and support all of the team's drivers, the young drivers coming through, the amateur drivers and things like that. And then we have the season kicking off. We'll be racing in Lamborghini Super Trofeo Europe, and one other championship that I'm not allowed to say yet, but it's it's a big one, and it's all preparing for down the track. So I'm really looking forward to announcing that. That's going to be the biggest part of the year for me, and let's just say it'd be cool to be in the new GT3 car this year.
Now, Lamborghini. I've heard it going back to Le Mans. That's surely got your name on it, hasn't it?
Oh, you might be onto something there, but yeah. So that's the idea with Lamborghini having the LMDH program and things like that. So it looks like we're going to be heading down the track of GT3 at Le Mans, but everything's yet to be finalised and looking pretty good. But who knows what happens in motorsport? Things can change really quickly, and there's a lot of other bits and pieces coming up too this year, including apart from the championships that I'll run, so some one-off events, supporting some other young drivers and things too. So it's going to be busy. It's going to be really busy, and a lot of time behind the seat, and and some high exposure championships, some of the best in the world.
Le Mans, of course, obviously another one of those bucket list races with Chris Amons' name, Brendan Hartley's name, Earl Bamber's name. Is it something that you've always wanted to do if you got a chance? Yeah, 100%. And I think that's end game for me. I would, if I race at Le Mans and podium or win, I would say, Brendan, that's like whatever happens from here, it doesn't matter. You've done everything. You've made it. You've made it to the top. So that's really the top target for me, is to race at Le Mans. And then to win there would be incredible. Who knows what car that is in for sure. If it happened in the beginning, it would be in a GT car, but with a single-seater background and things like that, you never know what happens in the future and what Lamborghini do. And they're obviously going there with the LMDH next year. That's when GT3 goes in as well, so there'll be Lamborghini GT3 cars there too. Let's hope that includes me. I'm not sure at this stage. It's hard to get a ticket into Le Mans, into the 24-hour, but that's really the target now. So. One thing at a time. Let's get the yellow and black car onto the winner's circle here this weekend. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
And let's hope that name of Leitch is on that track.
Yeah, I would hope so too.
Thanks, mate.